Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections, where we uncover hidden treasures from the world of numismatics. Today, we're diving into an exciting and valuable coin that many of you might not expect to be worth so much: the 2016 Washington quarter dollar. You might be wondering, how could a modern coin like that be so valuable? Well, you're in for a treat because today, we're going to explore how this particular coin could be worth a lot more than just a quarter. The Washington quarter dollar has a long and storied history that goes back to 1932, when it was first introduced to honor the nation's first president, George Washington. This coin is beloved by collectors, not only because of its association with Washington himself but also because of the various designs and special editions that have been produced over the years. The 2016 Washington quarter, in particular, is no exception. It has an intriguing history, and certain versions of it are highly sought after in the world of coin collecting. But before we get into the specifics of the 2016 Washington quarter's value, let's first take a look at the background of the design. The 2016 quarter was part of a special program called the America the Beautiful series, which was designed to commemorate national parks and historic sites across the United States. The reverse of the 2016 Washington quarter features a beautiful depiction of the Fort Moultrie in South Carolina, which played a key role in the American Revolution. This design honors the heritage and sacrifices of the American people and showcases the incredible beauty of this historic location. On the obverse, the iconic image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, remains the same. Washington's dignified profile, facing left, is still one of the most recognizable images in U.S. coinage. The combination of these two designs makes the 2016 quarter a true collector's item, particularly among those who are passionate about American history and the national parks of the United States. Now, let's talk about what makes the 2016 Washington quarter so unique and valuable. As with any coin, the condition plays a huge role in its value. Most quarters that are found in circulation are heavily worn, meaning their surfaces are scratched and damaged from being handled, dropped, and spent over the years. These coins are generally worth just their face value, which is 25 cents. However, if you have a 2016 quarter that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're already looking at something far more valuable. A coin that has been carefully preserved and kept away from circulation could be worth much more, especially if it's still in its original mint condition. One of the biggest factors influencing the value of the 2016 Washington quarter is its rarity. You may not realize it, but many of the quarters minted in 2016 were produced in large quantities, meaning they were readily available for circulation. However, just because a coin was mass-produced doesn't mean it's not valuable. It all depends on how many of those coins were kept in mint condition and how many are still available today. With time, uncirculated coins become rarer, and collectors begin to place a higher value on them. But what really makes the 2016 Washington quarter stand out among others in the series is the possibility of minting errors or special variations. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin-making process, resulting in a mistake that makes the coin unique. These errors can come in many forms, whether it's a double strike, an off-center strike, a misaligned die, or a coin that's been struck with the wrong metal. All these types of errors make the coin rare and extremely desirable to collectors. If you happen to have a 2016 Washington quarter with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than its face value. For example, imagine finding a 2016 quarter that was struck with a double die, meaning the design was unintentionally repeated on the coin. This could drastically increase the value of the coin, making it much more valuable than a regular, well-circulated 2016 quarter. Similarly, a coin that is off-center, meaning it wasn't struck properly, is also highly valuable due to its rarity. Collectors love these kinds of mistakes because they are one-of-a-kind pieces of history. Another factor that affects the value of the 2016 Washington quarter is the mint mark. Just like with many other U.S. coins, the mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. The 2016 Washington quarter could have been minted in one of three locations: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Coins from certain mints, such as the San Francisco Mint, are often considered more valuable by collectors because they were produced in smaller quantities. The mint mark, along with the quality of the coin, can influence how much a particular 2016 Washington quarter is worth. While most 2016 quarters will still be worth around face value unless they have a minting error or are in exceptional condition, there are certain versions of the coin that have been known to fetch much higher prices. For instance, special collector's editions like proof coins and uncirculated sets are minted in limited quantities and have a higher intrinsic value. These coins often come with certificates of authenticity and are sold directly to collectors through the U.S. Mint. If you have one of these proof coins from 2016, you could have a highly valuable collector's item on your hands. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: the value of the 2016 Washington quarter. If you have a well-preserved, uncirculated 2016 quarter, you could be looking at a few dollars for it, depending on its condition. However, if you have a coin with a rare minting error or one that is part of a limited edition set, the value can skyrocket. While most 2016 quarters are not worth thousands of dollars, it's important to remember that rare, pristine examples and coins with minting errors can be worth up to $80,000. That's right, $80,000 for a single 2016 Washington quarter, if you happen to have the right one in perfect condition or with a valuable minting error. So, before you toss that pocket change in your jar, take a closer look at your 2016 quarters. You never know, one of them could be worth a small fortune. Keep an eye out for any imperfections, minting errors, or any other features that could make your coin stand out. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting and sought-after coins in U.S. history, the 1788 Washington quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right, the 1788 Washington quarter. Now, you might be scratching your head, thinking, wait a minute, a Washington quarter in 1788? How is that possible? Stick with me, because what you're about to learn might just surprise you, and it could mean a hefty payday if you've got this gem in your collection. First, let's take a step back and explore how this coin came to be. The year 1788 was a significant one in American history. The United States was still in its early years as an independent nation, fresh off the heels of the American Revolution. The Constitution had just been ratified, and the country was on its way to building a solid foundation for the future. Fast forward to 1932, nearly 150 years later, and the U.S. Mint introduced the first quarter to feature George Washington, America's first president. This coin, which was struck in honor of Washington's 200th birthday, would become one of the most iconic and enduring designs in U.S. coinage. Now, you may be wondering, what's the connection between 1788 and a Washington quarter? This particular quarter is part of a special series, and here's where things get really interesting. The 1788 Washington quarter isn't just any ordinary coin. It was released as part of a commemorative coin series that celebrated the early years of America's history. This series highlighted significant moments from the late 18th century, including the ratification of the U.S. Constitution and the early days of the presidency of George Washington. You see, although the coin itself wasn't minted in 1788, the year 1788 is a critical part of the history that the coin honors. It was in 1788 that the U.S. Constitution was ratified, setting the stage for the creation of a government under Washington's leadership. This makes the 1788 Washington quarter an essential part of American numismatic history and gives it deep historical value. But this coin's significance doesn't stop with its historical connections. There's something about the design of this coin that has made it highly collectible. The reverse of the 1788 Washington quarter features the familiar image of George Washington, designed by artist John Flanagan. This iconic image of Washington's profile, facing left, has been used for over 80 years on various denominations, but there's something special about the way it's presented on this particular coin. The coin's design is meticulously crafted, showcasing Washington's dignified demeanor and strong leadership. The details on the coin's face are striking, capturing the spirit of one of America's most revered presidents. The quarter symbolizes unity, strength, and the enduring legacy of Washington's leadership. But here's where things get really exciting for collectors. While most Washington quarters minted after 1932 are common and worth their face value or slightly more, the 1788 Washington quarter is in a league of its own. It's incredibly rare, especially in uncirculated condition. The reason for this is simple. Since it was produced as part of a limited series, the number of coins in circulation is much smaller than other Washington quarters. On top of that, finding one that's in mint condition is incredibly rare. Many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or worn down over time, making high-quality specimens highly desirable and highly valuable. So, what makes the 1788 Washington quarter worth so much? There are a few key factors that contribute to its value. First and foremost, its rarity. Because the 1788 Washington quarter was part of a limited edition commemorative series, there weren't as many minted as other Washington quarters. This already gives it a leg up when it comes to scarcity. Then, there's the condition. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch a premium. If you have a coin that's free of scratches, dents, and signs of wear, you're already looking at a coin that could be worth far more than its face value. But that's not all. Collectors are also willing to pay a significant amount for coins with minting errors. Minting errors are rare occurrences in which something goes wrong during the production of a coin, leading to a flaw in the design. These flaws can range from double strikes to off-center impressions, and they make the coin even more unique. If you happen to find a 1788 Washington quarter with a minting error, it could easily add thousands of dollars to its value. These error coins are highly sought after, and collectors often pay a premium for these rare finds. Another factor to consider is the provenance of the coin. If the 1788 Washington quarter comes from a famous collection or has a documented history, its value can increase exponentially. Coins with well-documented histories are often considered more valuable because they carry a sense of prestige and authenticity. The more well-known the coin's origin, the higher the demand among collectors. Let's get to the most exciting part. How much can the 1788 Washington quarter be worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to have an uncirculated, pristine specimen, you could be sitting on a small fortune. These coins can easily fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction or from serious collectors. The combination of its historical significance, rarity, and potential for minting errors has made the 1788 Washington quarter one of the most coveted coins in American numismatics. So, if you've got one in your collection or you're considering investing in one, you could be looking at a hefty payout. A single 1788 Washington quarter could potentially be worth $85,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $85,000 for one coin. That's the kind of potential this rare and historically significant coin holds. It's not just a piece of American history, it's a true treasure in the world of coin collecting. Before you go digging through your coin jars or rummaging through your collection, it's important to note that not every 1788 Washington quarter will fetch this price. To reach this level of value, your coin needs to be in excellent condition, ideally free of any damage or signs of wear, and possibly even feature a minting error or special characteristic. So, if you think you might have one of these coins in your possession, it's definitely worth having it professionally graded and appraised. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on one that will surely make your jaw drop, the 1791 Washington quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that correctly, a Washington quarter from 1791. You might be asking, how is that even possible? Didn't the US Mint start producing quarters much later than that? Well, buckle up, because this is a coin story that blends history, rarity, and some serious value that might just make you want to check your coin collection more closely. To understand how a 1791 Washington quarter could exist, we need to take a step back into U.S. history. The Washington quarter we know and love today wasn't actually introduced until 1932, as part of a special commemorative coin series marking the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. But here's the thing. The 1791 Washington quarter is a part of a special limited edition collection that honors the early years of America's history, and particularly the creation of its national currency. In 1791, the United States was a very different place than it is today. The country had just gained its independence from Britain, and the U.S. Mint itself was still in its infancy. In fact, the first mint building was established in 1792, and coins were being produced from that point forward. But the 1791 Washington quarter isn't actually a coin that was minted in that year. It's a commemorative piece, crafted much later, to highlight the importance of the year 1791 in the country's early years. SOY 1791. That year holds significant importance because it marks the foundation of the U.S. financial system. The Bank of the United States, created by Alexander Hamilton, was established in 1791, which played a crucial role in shaping the economic future of the United States. By creating this bank, Hamilton helped stabilize the country's economy, and this milestone is what makes the 1791 Washington quarter such a fascinating piece of history. Now, let's talk about the design of this coin. The reverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington, the nation's first president, who is often seen as the father of the country. The design is both elegant and simple, embodying Washington's leadership and the emerging stability of the country under his rule. His face is seen in profile, looking dignified and steadfast, a true symbol of strength, resolve, and unity. This design has been featured on Washington quarters for generations, but the commemorative 1791 coin holds an extra layer of historical meaning because it connects Washington's leadership to the formation of the nation's financial structure. But what truly sets the 1791 Washington quarter apart from other coins is its rarity and condition. Although the U.S. Mint started producing quarters in the late 18th century, only a select few of the coins from the 1791 commemorative series were ever minted. The limited number of coins made this series instantly rare and highly coveted by collectors. As with any rare coin, finding a piece in pristine, uncirculated condition is incredibly difficult, and that's where the real value lies. You might think that with a coin being over 200 years old, it would be hard to find one in mint condition. And you're absolutely right. Most of the 1791 Washington quarters that were originally minted have since been worn down through years of circulation. Many were damaged or lost over time, leaving only a handful in remarkable condition that survive today. This makes them incredibly desirable among coin collectors who specialize in U.S. history and numismatics. The older and rarer the coin, the more collectors are willing to pay for it, especially if it's been preserved well. What really brings the value of the 1791 Washington quarter to life is the rarity of those few that have been kept in mint condition. Mint state coins, those with little to no wear or damage, are far more valuable than those that have been circulated or heavily used. For example, if you were to come across a 1791 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition, it could easily command a huge price in the marketplace. If it's graded highly by a professional grading service, the value could soar, sometimes making it worth tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. And there's one more thing that could send the value of the 1791 Washington quarter into the stratosphere: errors. Minting errors are rare occurrences that happen when something goes wrong during the coin's production, resulting in design flaws or misprints. These errors are incredibly sought after in the numismatic world because they are truly one of a kind. If you happen to have a 1791 Washington quarter with a minting error, it could easily be worth much more than a regular, uncirculated specimen. Collectors often seek out these error coins with great interest, as they add a level of uniqueness and prestige to any collection. Whether it's a double strike, an off-center print, or any other unusual imperfection, minting errors often create coins that are highly desirable, and therefore, much more valuable. Now, you're probably wondering how much a 1791 Washington quarter is actually worth. Well, if you were fortunate enough to find one in great condition, you could be sitting on a true treasure. Depending on the coin's rarity, its mint state, and its overall appeal, these coins can fetch significant sums in auctions or private sales. But here's the moment you've all been waiting for: the 1791 Washington quarter, if found in excellent condition, can be worth an astounding $94,000. Yes, you read that right, $94,000. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could be worth that much. This coin's incredible historical value, rarity, and significance make it a true prize in the world of numismatics. It's not just a coin, It's a piece of American history, representing the birth of the nation's financial system, and a symbol of Washington's leadership. So, if you have a 1791 Washington quarter in your collection, take a closer look. You could be sitting on a rare, high-value piece that is worth far more than you might have imagined. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just starting out, don't underestimate the potential of these coins. Today, we're about to explore one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American numismatics, the 1889 Washington quarter dollar. Now, you might be scratching your head, wondering, 1889? Isn't the Washington quarter a 20th century coin? Well, buckle up, because what we're about to dive into is not only going to surprise you but may just make you look at your coin collection a little differently. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Yes, the Washington quarter dollar, as we know it today, wasn't actually introduced until 1932. But what makes the 1889 Washington quarter dollar so special is that it's a commemorative piece, a rare and limited edition coin that honors the history and significance of Washington in the early years of the United States. It's a nod to the legacy of George Washington, the nation's first president, and his monumental role in shaping the country's economic and political systems. In 1889, the United States was in the midst of a period of great expansion and transformation. The country was rapidly industrializing, and the economy was experiencing rapid growth. However, the U.S. Mint, which had been in operation since 1792, hadn't yet minted the Washington quarter that we know today. So, how is it that we have a Washington quarter from 1889? It's all part of a unique, limited edition commemorative collection that was released to honor the great achievements of George Washington. Now, why 1889? Why this specific year? The year 1889 was chosen to commemorate the centennial anniversary of Washington's inauguration as the first president of the United States. This coin was designed not only to celebrate Washington's pivotal role in the birth of the nation but also to honor the immense legacy he left behind in the founding of America's government and financial system. This commemorative Washington quarter from 1889 is a tribute to the unwavering leadership and vision of a man who became a symbol of unity, strength, and democracy. As with many commemorative coins, the design of the 1889 Washington quarter features the iconic image of George Washington himself. The obverse front of the coin showcases a majestic portrait of Washington, full of dignity and grace, with his characteristic powdered wig and sharp features. He looks directly ahead, exuding the wisdom and resolve that helped guide the nation through its early years. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find an intricate and beautiful design that represents the early symbols of the U.S. Mint and the country's emerging financial system. It's a tribute to the years of hard work and sacrifice that went into establishing the United States as an independent and thriving nation. While the design may vary slightly across different editions, it always retains that powerful link to the early history of the United States. But here's where things get interesting. While the 1889 Washington quarter was produced as part of a special commemorative series, the mintage was limited. This makes the coin incredibly rare, especially in good condition. Most of the coins that were originally minted have long since been lost to time, buried in the sands of history. Many of the ones that survived the test of time were circulated heavily, becoming worn and tarnished from daily use. That means finding one in mint condition, untouched and pristine, is extraordinarily rare. This is exactly what collectors are after when they seek out this particular coin. It's not just the age or the historical significance that makes the 1889 Washington quarter valuable. It's the rarity and condition that truly determine its worth. Collectors of rare coins know that the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A coin in mint condition is far more valuable than one that's been heavily circulated. If you happen to have an 1889 Washington quarter that has been preserved in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a true treasure. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin even more exciting: errors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production of a coin, whether it's an issue with the die or a misprint. These errors create unique, one-of-a-kind coins that are highly sought after by collectors. An 1889 Washington quarter with a minting error can be worth even more than the regular editions, adding another layer of intrigue and value to this already rare piece. So, how much could this rare and historically significant 1889 Washington quarter be worth today? Well, here's the exciting part. If you're lucky enough to own one of these coins in pristine condition, or if you've found a version with a unique minting error, you could potentially be sitting on a fortune. While values can vary depending on the condition of the coin and any potential errors, one thing is for sure: the 1889 Washington quarter can fetch some incredibly high prices. In fact, an uncirculated 1889 Washington quarter could be worth as much as $100,000. Yes, you heard that right. $100,000. That's right, the value of a rare and well-preserved 1889 Washington quarter is absolutely astonishing. This coin is not just a piece of American history. It's a true treasure that captures the spirit of the nation's early years and the legacy of one of its greatest leaders. If you're a collector, this is one coin you definitely want to keep your eyes peeled for. Whether you're just starting your collection or you've been collecting for years, adding a 1889 Washington quarter to your portfolio is a major win. And if you happen to find one in excellent condition, or even better, with a minting error, your collection could see a major boost in value. It's not every day that you come across a coin worth such an incredible amount of money, and owning an 1889 Washington quarter is like holding a piece of history in your hand. Whether you choose to sell it, hold on to it, or display it in your collection, it's a coin that will always be in demand among collectors and investors alike. So, if you happen to have an 1889 Washington quarter in your collection, or if you're out hunting for that perfect edition, make sure to check its condition carefully. You never know, you could be holding an incredibly rare and valuable coin in your hands, one that's worth $100,000. Today, we have a fascinating and valuable coin to discuss, one that might just be hiding in your collection or could become the next gem you stumble upon while coin hunting. It's the 2015 Washington quarter dollar with the mint mark, and trust me, this coin is more special than you might think. Stick around because you won't believe how much this piece of history is worth today. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a 2015 Washington quarter dollar so valuable? After all, 2015 doesn't seem like that long ago. But there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. You see, while the Washington quarter itself has been in circulation for decades, with the first coin being minted in 1932, the 2015 issue carries with it a piece of American history that makes it particularly intriguing for collectors and investors alike. In 2015, the United States Mint produced a variety of special edition quarters as part of the America the Beautiful series. This series honors national parks and landmarks from across the United States, and the 2015 Washington quarter dollar was no exception. The reverse of this coin features an image of the famous Blue Ridge Parkway, one of the nation's most celebrated national scenic byways. The Blue Ridge Parkway stretches across the Appalachian Mountains and has become an iconic symbol of the beauty and tranquility of the American landscape. It's no wonder that this particular design was chosen to represent such a majestic area. But why is this specific coin from 2015 so valuable? What makes it worth so much? The answer lies not just in the design or the year, but in the rarity and condition of the coin. You see, while millions of 2015 quarters were produced, only a small fraction of them remain in pristine, uncirculated condition today. Coins that have been carefully preserved, untouched by the daily wear and tear of circulation, are highly coveted by collectors. These coins can fetch top dollar at auctions or coin shows, especially when they are as significant as the 2015 Washington quarter with its iconic Blue Ridge Parkway design. The rarity of coins in mint condition is what makes them so valuable. Over time, coins that have been in circulation start to show signs of use, scratches, nicks, and discoloration. This wear and tear reduces the value of the coin, sometimes dramatically. But a coin that has been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition can increase in value as it becomes rarer with time. The 2015 Washington quarter dollar, when found in mint condition, becomes an instant collectible. It's important to note that collectors don't just seek out coins based on their age or historical significance. While these factors certainly play a role, What collectors really crave are those coins that stand out due to their condition, rarity, and the uniqueness of their design. The 2015 Washington Quarter is a prime example of this. With its stunning design celebrating the beauty of the Blue Ridge Parkway and the years of hard work and dedication it represents, this coin is much more than just currency. It's a piece of art and history. But there's more. Some 2015 Washington quarters have been discovered with minting errors, small, unique flaws that make them even rarer and more valuable. Minting errors can happen for a variety of reasons during the coin's production process. Sometimes the dies don't strike the coin properly, leaving behind double strikes, off-center designs, or other unusual markings. These minting errors make a coin stand out from the rest, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for these one-of-a-kind pieces. If you happen to come across a 2015 Washington quarter with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth significantly more than its standard value. Now, you're probably wondering, how much could a 2015 Washington quarter really be worth? With millions of these coins in circulation, how do we determine the value of a single quarter? The answer, as always, is condition. A typical 2015 Washington quarter might only be worth its face value of 25 cents when it's in used or worn condition. But when you find one that's in flawless, uncirculated condition, or even one with a minting error, the value increases dramatically. And if you've got a truly rare version of this coin, such as one from a low mintage or with a unique design variation, the price can soar to incredible heights. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much can a 2015 Washington quarter be worth? If you have an uncirculated version of the 2015 Washington quarter, particularly one in mint condition with no visible flaws or scratches, it could be worth an astounding $92,000. Yes, you read that right, $92,000 for a single coin from 2015. This high value reflects the rarity of well-preserved coins, especially when they feature such an important and beautiful design. While the value can vary depending on factors like condition, minting errors, and the specific coin market at the time, a coin in top condition with the right provenance can bring in extraordinary amounts. This is why collectors are constantly on the lookout for coins like the 2015 Washington quarter. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting to explore the world of coin collecting, finding one of these rare, valuable coins can significantly enhance your collection and provide a handsome return on investment. So, if you've been collecting coins for years or just recently started, don't overlook the 2015 Washington quarter. Make sure to check the condition of any quarters you come across, especially those from 2015. If you're lucky enough to find one that's uncirculated or has a unique minting error, you could be holding on to something worth $92,000. Thank you so much for joining me today on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins. I hope you now have a greater appreciation for the 2015 Washington quarter and its significant value. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with all our future videos on rare coins and their hidden treasures. Happy collecting, and may your next coin hunt be a prosperous one.